My unpopular opinion for today is that ribs are overrated. Now, before anybody cusses me out or says anything crazy, I would like to make it perfectly clear that ribs are delicious. I'm not saying they're trash. I'm not saying that I don't like them. I don't saying that they don't taste great. I'm just saying that the way people talk to them or about them, not to them. Well, Kev talks to them, but the way people talk about them is just way too much. People are on here like, oh, snap. Hey, Tony, when you come on, mute, because I'm not even trying to hear it. Everybody else is muted. All right, I'm talking about ribs and how they're overrated, okay? So everybody talks about like, I won't pull up to the barbecue unless there's ribs. I'm not even going. I don't even care about who's there. Like, damn, a barbecue, you don't care about the people there? They're just like, I don't care about nobody there. Are there ribs or not? I want it to fall off the bones. Beef ribs over pork rib. I like to take the bones afterwards and, insert them into myself. Like, everybody talks about ribs like they are the craziest food ever, and I just think that they are overhyped. Much like a rapper that you like, but it's just like, come on, like y'all talking about him again? Like it's just overhyped, overhyped, and sometimes underwhelming. Is that it? I'm done.
That's it. I can't take another second of this nonsense.
What it is.
Keon's Adam's apple has had 2 pounds of ribs this morning.
I never noticed that, but now I can't stop looking at it.
Okay, Pat, here's my thing, right? I actually understand. And I'm going to blame your upbringing.
Why?
You were born in Los Angeles.
We have ribs.
Yeah, y'all don't. There's ribs in LA, right? But it ain't the creme de la creme of ribs, as Tahir would say. It is, there's not an amazing ribs place that is like smoked. I want my ribs person to wake up in the middle of the night to check on the ribs. That's not happening here. If you're not disrupting your sleep for the ribs, then your heart's not in it. I think ribs are properly rated. They're a great part of a good barbecue. And without one, it's just burgers and dogs. If you don't add ribs, it's just burgers and dogs. And that, my friend, is a children's birthday party.
I've been to barbecues with, as long as they're not dogs, as long as they're hot links and they have burgers, and I've had a good time.
You talk about overrated. Hot links are overrated.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay, let's just take it easy. Let's just simmer down, settle down. You're upsetting the baby. I happen to agree with Pat. I think ribs have always been overrated, and I come from the Midwest where Chicago got some good ribs. But I still just been like,
known for ribs?
Yeah. Chicago has known for ribs. They're not known for ribs, but they have good ribs. Anybody in Chicago will tell you about Lim's Rib Tips, Lim's Barbecue.
But that's like saying everybody in LA would tell you about Woody's or Bledsoe's. Like every place has a good place.
Nobody knows about Woody's or Bledsoe's. Nobody knows about that.
Nobody knows what the hell. I've never heard of the thing you just said.
LA ain't even known for food. So let's get LA out of here. LA is out of here.
Yeah, but talking about LA. So that's why
I'm talking about Chicago having good ribs. But they got good food.
You can find a good rib in every place. Chicago's not known for ribs.
Chicago is a food city, bro.
It's not known for ribs.
Chicago is a food city.
Chicago is a food city.
But it's not known for ribs.
But I ain't never been
it's known for pizza and food, though.
Okay. No one in here is from a city.
I don't know about
pizza and popcorn. Question. If I said, hey man, we got a food network show, you're gonna go to get the best ribs in America, where would you go?
People saying Texas, they saying St. Louis, they saying Kansas City. No one's saying Chicago, nigga.
No one.
I never said that Chicago was a rib city. I said they have good food. Chicago is a food city. Get it right, Negro. Nobody in LA has no food.
They got Mexican
food. Sushi.
The Mexican food ain't even the best in California.
But the sushi's good. You ain't gonna find sushi better.
Who has better Mexican food?
And you will.
Oh, you get better Mexican food in San Diego.
I like San Diego's better.
I do.
LA is not a food city, bro.
LA has a couple good places. But as many Mexicans as here, I was surprised. Actually, interestingly enough, the Mexicans in Chicago really know how to do some Mexican food.
Absolutely. Because Chicago is a food city, once again.
Anyway, back to Pat's blasphemy, his blasphemous talks, him saying that he hates black-owned businesses and he
Now, see, I don't eat ribs like pork or beef, but the one red meat I eat is lamb, and the rack of lamb is the best, which is the rib of the lamb. So I'm just assuming that you're just not eating good ribs, is what you're saying, because out of all the different parts of the animal body, at least for a lamb, it's the best meat ever. So I'm not sure what your problem is.
Lamb ribs?
Yeah, rack of lamb is the rib of the lamb, and it's so good.
Lamb meat is good meat.
You're getting that only if you have some friends who are on food stamps. That's how you have the best barbecue. You got to have a couple friends on the state. Then you get the premium choice cuts, prime real estate rib.
Angel dips her ribs in milk. Not a lot of people know that.
And it's delicious.
Good question. I want you to rank for me your top 3 barbecue meats when you go to a cookout.
Who, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah, because you said that ribs are overrated, so I'm curious what you go for. Because usually people go for the ribs first, and you're not. I'm curious what you're going for.
I go for brisket first, then hot links, then burgers.
That's good, Pat. I'm with Pat on
Burgers above ribs?
What? Like,
I like burgers.
Above ribs.
I like burgers.
I like burgers too, but it ain't my go-to.
I think what you said, Kev, I might agree with what you were saying. That maybe Pat just hasn't had like the ribs. Like when we were in Texas and your friend brought it to, like, they talk about a religious experience. I was like, I may join this church. I need to go back to church. I might
Bishop,
move out here.
This is the infamous Bishop who I talked about, who's up at 2 a.m. while you're sleeping peacefully. He's turning mesquite and applewood smoked chips and the ribs. He sacrifices a piece to the barbecue gods.
Ribs cooked in beer is good too.
Oh yeah.
Anything cooked in beer is usually good, though.
It sounds weird, but it's good.
Ribs is not
actually, now I just need to know the rest of y'all's top 3 barbecue meats.
You just cut Keon off.
Angel, they don't eat ribs.
You cut Keon off so strong just now.
My bad. I was doing good, but I just did that one.
I like.
Go ahead, Angel. Go ahead.
I usually go for the grilled chicken wings. Then I go for a burger, obviously like a turkey burger.
And then wings on the grill.
No. I'm sorry. No, grilled chicken wings, then grilled salmon, and then turkey burger.
Grilled salmon? Angel is too
No, I
bougie.
never had grilled salmon.
Grilled salmon at a cookout?
Weird.
Oh, y'all got to come to my cookout. No, I'm telling you right now.
If you're serving salmon, no thank you.
It's delicious.
Are we allowed in this bougie cookout?
Yes, we getting loud. We drinking. That's
lamb, salmon.
Yes, it's so good. It's so good. Y'all got to open y'all.
I don't mind barbecue salmon. It is not top 3.
It's
have like barbecue tofu.
Yeah, it's like,
the problem is people lump together cookouts and barbecue. The grilled salmon and wings, that's not like the grilled salmon. That's you can throw that on the grill, but that's when you go to a barbecue joint. There's no salmon.
There's no wings.
That's why I don't go to barbecue joints. They ain't got a lot of options.
Exactly.
They got
We're talking about
coleslaw. I don't want that.
Ribs is where it's at. Ribs is also not something you're gonna have on the regular. That's why it's special. Nobody's just like Tuesday. Let's have some ribs. That's not.
Angel, Angel's going to barbecues.
You can eat a burger any day of the week, but the ribs is like this is why we're here.
I agree with Keon.
I agree with that.
That's why I don't really enjoy to go to black barbecues, because they only have ribs, pork, and beef. And I'm over here
to kill you. That's what we do at barbecue.
Ribs are the lead singer of the barbecue singing group. They're the lead singer of the barbecue singing group.
Ribs are David Ruffin. Ain't nobody coming to see you burgers. They here for me. What's their name? The Temptation ain't nothing without ribs. The cookout ain't nothing without ribs. Ribs are snorting cocaine in the dressing room. They're late for they're drunk. Ribs are busting up the hotel room, and they're still signing a solo deal. After all that, Ribs got a solo album coming out called
Going to rehab, coming back.
But with that being said, even though I know Ribs are the lead singer, I don't order ribs. When I ate meat, I was never the rib guy.
Well, you eat fried chicken breast, so that's.
I would get the hot links, the burgers. The hot links of the burgers are my favorite on the grill stuff.
There you go, Tony.
I hate hot links.
Hot links are delicious.
Hot links are good.
All right, but it's just, why are you guys picking regular stuff that you can eat all the time at a barbecue?
Yes.
Because it's good. It's good how they make it at the barbecue joint because it's on the grill.
But that's why I started off by saying I like ribs. If there was ribs, I would absolutely get them.
They cool.
I say they're overrated because every single time ribs come up, number one, people start bragging about if they can cook ribs, which is automatically annoying. Like people wait for certain things to come up so they can be like, nobody makes better rub than me or whatever the fuck they talk about.
That's so true.
The way Pat just said rub was hilarious.
Rub.
The fact that he got irritated and real quick, he's like, whatever. I'm sorry.
But then the second thing that always comes up whenever I talk about ribs, people are always like, if there ain't ribs at the barbecue, I'm not showing up. Like, and I just be trying to think, like, if I was throwing a barbecue and I just didn't get ribs and I called my friends and they were like, well, is there going to be ribs? Oh, I'm not going. I wouldn't talk to that person again, ever. That's so mean.
I think they bring more to the table.
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
They think they bring more to the table. I'm not showing up. All right, we over here having a good time.
I'll tell you the problem with ribs, though. The cost per ribs to the actual amount of meat is too high. The ratio of cost to actual, it's like crab legs. Crab legs, you had a good run, crab legs, but you're too much work.
Overrated.
Yeah.
It's too much cracking. There's juice everywhere. There's butter. It's $22 a pound. The legs are small. It's too much. Now that I would agree with. It costs a lot to get here.
I know. Anytime I used to look at ribs, it looked like mostly sauce, like sauce and bones. Like I don't know what people were really getting off of it to be like so excited about it.
It's like eating neck bone.
By the way, Sauce and Bones sounds like a good blues group. They ladies up to the Sauce and Bones. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael Jones. We are Sauce and Bones.
Also, have you guys ever eaten that rib that just has the barely meat on it? And it's just like, it's like a layer that's like this big and you're just like, yeah, ribs are great. And you're just like, I ate two whole ribs and got like one chicken nuggets worth of meat off of it.
Beef ribs are like that more than pork ribs. I feel like the ratio of meat to the bone is way higher on pork than it is ribs. Go ahead and
Patrick.
wrap it up, Pat.
Oh, I just was gonna say real quick, Pat. What's your thoughts on short ribs?
I like short ribs when that meat is used in other stuff. Like if they make a short rib sandwich or if they make like a short rib mixed in like pasta or something like that. That's really fire. I
wasn't mad at Pat for saying the brisket though. Brisket is fire.
Oh, yeah.
Brisket is fantastic.
Brisket
and tri-tip are actually my favorites.
Brisket
tri-tip is fire.
Tri-tip and ribs. That's my top three.
Brisket might be the best grilled meat of all time. I forgot to say brisket.
What about the McRib? What about that? Where does that fall in?
Not even a real rib.
It falls in the trash.
Like there was bones in it.
They made their own bone shape in the lab. Like, yeah.
Never had one?
You just step on it with a Timberland, meat, and like fry that, and then that's the McRib.
That's the rib.
I've never had one. They scare me. I don't know what it is, so I've never eaten one. Like I'm too afraid to eat
the same meat that they used to make Salisbury steak in the Hungry Man. It's the same thing. It's just fashioned differently.
Do you guys go sauce or rub?
What is Salisbury steak? I don't even know what that is.
Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak.
Wait, what was that? What was that, Cam?
Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak is just a hamburger patty that grew up in a gated community.
Yeah.
He thinks he's better than the regular burgers because he went to private school.
I have a question though. I don't know what like a serving of ribs is. Like how much does one person eat? Like is it 4 ribs to a person?
Who are you asking?
Who are you talking about?
To y'all.
Like, but like I'm saying, like a normal sized person, too. Kev, he eats the rack. You know what I'm saying? So
Rack at a time.
it depends on
I thought when Tiger made Rack City, I thought he was talking about ribs. I was like, yeah, Rack City. Wait, money? No, man. I thought he was talking about ribs.
Kev keeps all the bones in a necklace like a warrior.
Yeah.
Man, wrap it up, Pat. We got other stuff to do today.
So in conclusion, I'm not saying ribs ain't great. I'm not saying they're not delicious. I'm just saying they're overrated in the sense that people talk about them in a way that makes it seem like they wouldn't show up for a good time if there were no ribs. So I love your ribs, but you gotta, calm down.